Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday Morning Coffee with Kailvin. I'm your host, Kailvin, and this is episode 2. Where I haven't totally fucked up this time, I'm actually drinking coffee. Let's not spill it everywhere. There you go, you can see it. A nice medium roasted Arabica, my personal favorite. Anyway, so, today on Monday Morning Coffee with Kailvin, we're going to start with, I suppose, some Q&A, because I got asked questions from the last episode. Alright. Let's see. There's about 50 some odd comments. Let's see. Didn't you say you got coffee thrown at you by a girl you asked out in high school or something like that? Yes, I did. Do a video on that. Or you could do one on inter-sibling violence. Oh god, that's... Yeah, you know what? Let's make that episode too, sure. For those of you who don't know, I have a brother. He's 7 years my senior. And I need to point my head properly at the camera. Should be... Okay, there we go. I think you can see it clearly now. No, wrong eyebrow. No, wrong eyebrow again. You may or may not notice that there is a scar on this eyebrow. Let me see if I can get closer to the camera here. I don't know, it's actually probably easier to see at a distance. And maybe without the light reflecting off of it so much. Yeah, there you go. I can see it pretty clearly here. So there's an interesting story behind that. And it is one of much sibling rivalry with my brother. Let's turn the light back on. And I think that'll make a decent enough topic for today. So, my brother, who's 7 years my senior, was a bit of a jerk growing up. He's much more mature now and we get along. Took a while, but, you know. So, apparently, and this is according to him, so I don't really believe him, but it apparently all started when I was but a wee baby, and threw a bottle at his head. And, like, made him fall over in horrible pain from it. I don't believe him either, but... What do I know? I was, like, 6 months old, apparently, when this happened. And ever since then, him and I have been fighting. Now, everything this camera is reversed, so it's just really awkward trying to figure out where everything on my face is. Anyway, so at about 1 year old, on Christmas, would have been 11 months old at that time, we were at family friend's house for Christmas dinner, as is a thing, and my brother was just chasing me around. I had recently learned how to walk, and was pretty good at it, like I could run. So my brother was just playfully chasing me around. Playfully. Some air quotes there. And I tripped on the carpet, and I fell into a rounded coffee table. Yeah, a rounded coffee table. And that necessitated the fact that I started bleeding all over the place. Just... That's right, eyebrow. I always forget because I never really see the scar because it's on my face. So, you know. I mean, I barely ever look in the mirror. So started gushing blood everywhere on Christmas Day. And apparently at like, it was like 12 o'clock, so like noonish, 1ish. Anyway, so that ended up meaning that everyone was, well, not everyone, it was my dad and one other person, a family friend, his name is Darcy anyway. He and him were spending the whole day taking me to the ER to get stitches on Christmas. So that was a memorable Christmas. I don't remember the hell out of it. One, I probably hit my head really hard, and two, I was freaking 1 year old. I'm not gonna remember shit from being 1 year old. Man, it actually, like, if I start recalling my early memories, it's a bloody miracle I'm not scared shitless of doctors. My Earliest memories. I think my first earliest memory, it's kind of hard to remember if this was my very first or if it was another one, but I'll get to that one anyway, was me getting charcoal shoved down my throat by a doctor because I stole one of my brother's pills that I wasn't supposed to. It was Ritalin. Funnily enough, about a year or two later, I was then actually prescribed Ritalin. Lower dose, but, you know. I always found that amusing. That I pretty much probably went through that for nothing. I probably would have been fine. Probably would have been fine. You know, I was just quiet for the first time in my whole childhood, which tipped everyone off. My mom asked my brother, it's like, did you take your pill? I left it on the table this morning. No, you didn't. You didn't put it on the table. Hey, Kevin's been awfully quiet. Oh god, to the hospital. Yeah, so that's my earliest memory, I'm pretty certain. Was getting charcoal shoved down my throat by doctors. The second earliest memory I have would be getting surgery on my ear. No, it would have been, yeah, this year. No. Fucking camera reversal. It'll take me a while to get used to that. Ugh. Dust. So, this year, right? Yeah. So because I slept weirdly as a kid, like, just plaster my face against things, and I did this, basically tugged on my ear every night, just because that's how I ended up sleeping. I mean, parents aren't going to do anything about that. Oh god, the kids actually found a way to sleep? Good enough, let's leave them. So anyway, what ended up happening was my ear here ended up actually being pulled to, like, here. So I basically, like, imagine my ear being here. So as a child, I had surgery for that because it would be really problematic to have an ear in the middle of my face. One, I'm not entirely certain it would even work at that point. I'm actually pretty amazed that it works now. Miracle of modern medicine and all that. So yeah, I had to get surgery for that. And I think they fucked up the anesthetic because I was awake through it. Like, I was awake through it. So I felt it. And I can still feel it today. Seen some shit, man. I actually mostly felt it. They fucked up the anesthetic to the point where, like, I couldn't move. I was like 5 years old at the time. So I couldn't move. And, like, I just kind of had an operation done on me while I was still semi-conscious. And, like, it was so painful, I can still remember my 5-year-old self. Like, that's how much pain I was in. Do you have any idea how hard it is to recall 5-year-old memories? And the fact that I can recall it so frickin' vividly should tell you just how much pain I was in. Although I could not move or scream or anything. I was basically paralyzed. So, yeah, they fucked up the anesthetic, and it was horrifically painful. Thank you. Don't know why the fuck it was so fucked up, but... Anyway, let's see. Any other early memories? Oh, yeah. Oh, God, this one's really funny. So, I had this teacher in preschool. First off, I should say, my preschool was attached to my high school. It was like a co-op program sort of thing, where high schoolers would basically be preschool teachers, in a way. Like, there's classes for that. Childcare. So, that was kind of neat. And so I went to the same preschool as I did to my high school. Anyway, there's this preschool teacher I had, who I swear was a demon. Like, don't ask me why. But that's some of my earliest memories, probably before my surgery, was of my preschool teacher. She's a demon, I tell you. A demon! Do you hear me? Demon! And she scared the crap out of me. I have no idea why. It was just a child thing, I guess. So that was the thing. And then in grade 9, I started taking computer-related classes, and there were computers in the preschool. So, me and like 3 guys got dispatched down there to go look at something, try and fix it. It was mostly just me. The teacher was like, "You 3 tag along and learn something from Kevin," because you know, computers are my thing. Like the real problem with the computer classes I took in high school was like there were 5-10 people who knew what they were doing, and there were 30 people who had not a fucking clue. Who basically knew, here's how you open Microsoft Word. I'm a computer expert. I don't really mean to be mean to them, but you probably shouldn't be taking a computer engineering course if you only know how to operate, basic computer programs. But that's just my 2 cents. Anyway, so me and like 3 guys get dispatched down there to take a look at that. And it's like, oh yeah, memories of this place. I remember this being like a kid. And then I saw her again. The, I suppose, demonic teacher. Hey, spider, bad spider. He's gonna crawl down in my coffee. Can't have that now. Probably would have killed him, but oh well. So I saw her, and a horrific flush of memories just rammed back into my head, and I actually fell over, like out of a ridiculous mix of horrifying fear and shock. I just collapsed on the floor. It's like, holy, just look of terrifying look on my face. Everyone just looks at me. Because the first thing she said to me, I didn't even notice her, was, "Hi Kevin, it's been so long since I've seen you." Oh god! Fall over, face frozen in terror. And she looked at me, and just like, "Oh shit, okay. I just kind of got up again, and I was like, wow. And I was very, like, shaky around her. I mean no offense to the girl, the lady was nice. She was a very nice teacher, as I would learn. But I had a crippling childhood fear of her. that made it really interesting, I suppose. For the reunion, what would have been 10 years difference. So I just kind of got hit by that like a truck, and it makes a funny story to tell. And I mean, like, some people will just be like, "Why the fuck did you do that?" Imagine like your childhood demon appear to you as a 15-year-old. Like, just imagine your childhood demon doing that. Like, the thing you were most afraid of at night. Just appearing to you. It would just be like I acted sanely and rationally after the first 5 seconds. The first 5 seconds were, holy shit, I'm going to die. Ended up going down there several more times anyway to fix various computers. So, I eventually kind of got used to her presence again. But it still makes for a great story. It's like, yeah, I just fell over and collapsed. Not the first time. But, I guess I did kind of get off track, because it was supposed to be about sibling rivalry. Sibling rivalry. I'm totally getting the letters right, guys. That's right, I'm gonna need to Irish up my coffee so I can speak straight. Alright, so sibling rivalry. Let's try that one more time. Sibling rivalry. Hey, I actually said it right for once. That's a pretty decent improvement. Alright. So let's see, what else, what other incidents beyond just generally fighting each other? Oh yeah, there is a hole in the wall, up in one of the bedrooms, where my head hit it, because my brother picked me up, like, and threw me back against the wall. Head smashed into the back of the wall. I was fine. Wall wasn't. It's still. That was when I was like 10 years old. The hole in the wall is still there. No one ever bothered to fix the damn thing. Outside in the hole up there as well is a oddly body-shaped dent. Like, I'm not certain if I hit a stud or something, or for whatever reason the wall didn't just collapse. But again, my brother picked me up, threw me. This time it ended up being sideways into the wall. So there's just sort of like an imprint of where my arm hits the wall. It's just like the length of the wall. There's just like, there is a oddly almost human sideways shaped dent there. Fun things that we had to explain to our parents. Why is there a Kevin-shaped dent in the wall, Brian? Yeah, he got grilled for it, at least. I think they were more worried about the property damage than me, though. I'm a tough kid, I'd be fine. Yeah. Oof. So that's the fun part, I suppose. Is the music still going? Good. Good. Dvorak Symphony. Alright, apparently. I thought I put on a little fugue, but that's fine. Let's see, anything else? Anything else I'm missing? I'm trying to think of, like, interesting stories about my brother beating the crap out of me. Because unfortunately, that's mostly what it was. Because, again, 7 years my senior. I don't compete with that. I get my ass kicked by that. Like... so yeah, I was my brother's proverbial chew toy. It mostly ended just being because he was bullied at school, so he just sort of took it out on me, which is unfortunate, and he's a lot more mature now and a lot better about it, and we're, you know, actually good friends. Which is nice to have in a brother. So that's nice. Oh, I wonder if I should get into bullying. No, hang on. There's some other questions here. Didn't you say you got coffee thrown at you by a girl you asked out in high school or something like that? Yeah, I guess I can go over the other 3 times I asked girls out in my whole life. So for those of you paying attention, I've asked a total of 4 girls out. You guys heard the story behind the first one. I'm trying to not put my fingers behind the microphone, but again, everything in this goddamn camera is for first. Oh, jeez. So you've seen, you know... So there's 3 you haven't heard about yet. They're all pretty basic stories. First one being the first 2 are actually pretty much the exact same. So here's the thing: I didn't hit on girls like in high school. I was probably the only teenage guy not staring at people's chests. Again, because I was traumatized from my first attempt at asking a girl out. And then the second and third time I asked a girl out. The second time I asked her out, I had coffee thrown on me because she thought I was gay. And then she somehow misconstrued my not being gay and asking her out as the only reason I was her friend was to get into her pants. Fuck if I know, man. I'm halfway glad I didn't date girls in high school. Don't stick your dick in the crazy, kids. Don't stick your dick in the crazy. Anyway, on the second one, same story. She thought I was gay, so that's why she was my friend. She just wanted a gay friend, I guess? I don't know. Anyway, turns out I was straight, and she was offended by that and slapped me. Yeah. I came off as a flaming homosexual for some reason. Like, there's even a comment here, it's like, well, Sid never had a girlfriend, and we're going to explain it. I thought you were going to say you were gay, lol. I apparently just come off as a flaming homosexual to people. What can I say? It's a talent. It is a talent. I mean, and finally, number 4 is a pretty standard one. But kind of funny. A friend of mine who knew I was straight, I asked her out, and she's like, no, I just want a friend. I got friends out. I was like, alright. And I told her on the spot, like, this is the best outcome I could have hoped for. You haven't violently attacked me yet, so that makes this the best time ever asking a girl. And she just gave me a sad hug, because she knew. Like, me not getting violently attacked after asking a girl out is a success for me. It doesn't matter if she says yes or no. It's like, oh, well, you didn't violently attack me. Good frickin' enough. Done. Easy. So, yeah, that's the other 3 girls I asked. Oh, man. Then there's all the guys who've asked me out. Like, part of the thing of me coming off as a flaming homosexual is guys ask me out all the time. I'm just trying to count in my head the number of guys who've asked me out. I think it would be 14 now. Yeah, about 14. 14, 16-ish region. I remember the first time I got asked out by a guy was because I was at a ballroom dancing class. Which, to be fair, ballroom dancing, cool as fuck. I don't care what you fuckwits say. So, the class was, like, 10 girls and 2 guys. So, it looked pretty good for my prospects. But, the teacher kept pairing me up with the other guy. And the girls up with the girls. And eventually, like, a couple weeks into the class, he finally worked up the courage to ask me out. Like, I feel bad for the poor guy, because he was obviously about as shy as me, and had trouble asking people out. I just sort of, like, gave him a hug, pat on the back, and said, sorry, I don't swing that way. It's like, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad about it. He's like, holy shit, you're not gay? And he just looked surprised at me. And as it turns out, he'd been asking the teacher to put us together because he just assumed I was gay and he wanted to try and work up the courage to ask me out. After that, I got to dance with some girls at least, so it was that. Never managed to work up the courage to ask any of them out, but well. So that was the first time ever being asked out by a guy. And the number of guys who would end up asking me out would rapidly increase throughout my whole teenage years. Like, I'm a gay magnet. I don't know why. I have no idea what makes me come off as a flaming homosexual. But I come off as a flaming homosexual. Like, even internet comments think I'm a flaming homosexual. I don't know why. I think it's my I don't give a shit attitude, but, about sexuality. Who knows? That's just a thing, I guess. So yeah, that's my whole of romantic life, and, my sibling rivalry with my brother, and my preschool horror coming to life in grade 10. I mean, of all the things that could go wrong, it's like, alright, I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh, man. I mean, there are a lot of stories I can put out of high school, but at 20 minutes, I think I need to call it an episode here. I'll be back next week for more entertaining horror stories from my childhood. You know what? Next week I'm going to cover the time, my fighting years, I suppose. All the way back in high school. Remember them like it was yesterday. Not really. No. Not really at all. It wasn't even remotely yesterday. I do remember that time I got a knife pulled on me very vividly like it was yesterday, but I did get a knife pulled on me, so that's acceptable, I think. Anyway, I finished off my coffee, and I really wouldn't mind going to go get some more coffee, so sorry to cut this off, but I'm a fucking caffeine addict. Oh. Good coffee. Alright, thank you everybody for watching today's Monday Morning Coffee with Kailvin. I've been your lovely host, Kailvin. It'd be weird. Yeah, that's what I need to do for April Fools. Get Marbazier to host Monday Morning Coffee with Kailvin. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching. This has been your lovely, lovely host, Kailvin, signing off.